Okay, hi students. So today we are going to talk about something called present perfect progressive. Now that's a lot of words and it just means that this verb tense that we're talking about, it just means that when we use it, we're talking about an action that started in the past and is still happening now. Now you may think, didn't we already learn this? This one is a little bit different. It focuses on, here, let me show you. Um, it focuses on something different. So far, we've learned a lot of tenses, so many tenses. We have learned simple present, right? We learned simple present tense, so we say, I take the bus. We learned, sorry, my computer's being slow. One second. So what we've learned is all of this. So simple present, which is I take the bus. Present progressive tense, which is I am taking the bus. And present perfect tense, which is I have taken the bus. So these are all the different tenses we've learned, and we've learned that each of them talk about time differently. They talk about it in a different way. It means something different. So today we're going to talk about present perfect progressive, which again just means something that happened in the past that has kept going and is happening now. And we use it by saying, I have been walking home. This is an example of present perfect progressive tense. And it just means that when we say it, we're focusing on the action, which is the verb, right? Walking, we're focusing on the action and how it happened in the past, but is still continuing. So it keeps on going because we've got that ing, that continuous, the progressive verb, walking. So it's saying, look, this happened in the past and it keeps happening. It's still happening. So this is how to make it. You have your subject, have or has, the word being, a verb, and then ing. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So for example, our subject is I. We use have, right? And then we say been walking. We don't say I have been walk. It's I have been walking. We add the ing to the end of the verb. So, and it's the same every time. You don't need to worry about changing this word. I have been. You have been walking. She has been walking. Remember, if we say she, he, or it, we use has. And I, you, they, and we are have. He has been walking. It has been walking. So you'll see that you just use the same thing. You need to make sure that you're saying the subject, you're saying have or has, and you say been, and then the verb that you want to use plus ing at the end, an ing sound. They have been walking. We have been walking. So that's how you make it, that's the structure, that's the shape that it needs to be. So I'm going to show you some that you can use, or maybe you can hear people say. So for example, my son, it's the subject. My son is a he. He has been working hard. So you'll see that it has the subject, which is my son. It uses has. It uses been and then the verb work with an ing at the end. My son has been working hard. The train has been coming late. The train is the subject, right? It's an it, so you use has. It has been coming late. Rosa and I have been working through lunch. So again, Rosa and I is the subject. We have been working, ing verb, right? Progressive, through lunch. My friends and I have been going to the park. So my friends and I, it's we, right? So we use have. We have, or my friends and I have been going to the park. Carla has been leaving early. So you use the subject, Carla has, since it's a she, been leaving early. Now, in English, you will hear this word right here, been, pronounced been or been. They both mean the same thing. It's just a different way of saying it. It's spelled the same way, it's the same word, but sometimes they sound different. So you could say, my son has been working hard. My son has been working hard. That's the people say it quickly in English. My son has been working hard. Or they could say, my son has been working hard. The train has been coming late. So you'll hear a bit of a difference between been and been. Been and been. Now, how you want to say it is however you want. I hear most people in English say been, but that's the accent that I'm used to. So however you want to say it, you can say it. But it's people will say it. My son has been working hard, or my son has been working hard. Okay, so the next part that we're going to move on to, since we've talked about how to make it, we're going to talk about how to use it. Why do I use present progressive tense? Like, why do I need to use this? So this tense is similar to one we've learned before, which is present perfect tense. Remember the one we talked about with the special past verb, right? So this sentence we learned, it helps us talk about something that happened in the past, but is important to right now in the present. And that's why it has a present, have, and a past, worked. It's the special past. I have worked overtime this week. Now, the one that we learned today, which is present perfect progressive tense, right? Just remember the progressive part. We just add the progressive. So it's I have been working overtime this week. So we have the present, we have the special past word, right? Been is be, right? Be is the present verb, the simple present verb, and then when we make it the special past, it turns into been or been. I have been working overtime this week. So we use it because you see how we added, instead of saying worked, we say have been working instead of just have worked. It's have been working. We're focusing that the focus of this is that something happened in the past, but it is still happening, and it's important to know that it didn't stop right now, but it's still going, right? The action is still happening. So that's what the focus is. That's what's important to this. Is it's not that it happened in the past and is important to right now. Present perfect progressive tense is about what's happened in the past is still happening. It keeps happening. So that's why we use it. Is it's saying, okay, so I have been working overtime this week. I worked overtime earlier this week in the past, and I keep on working overtime. That's what the focus is. That's why we use it, is to say, this happened in the past, this action, and it keeps on going. So next, I'm going to show you some practice. I'm going to show you how you can use it. So you could say, so right here, I'm just explaining something that could happen, right? You felt sick last night, right, in the past, and you feel sick this morning. You could call in and say, oh, hi, you're talking to your boss. You could say, hi, I have been feeling sick since last night, right? You say, I have been feeling sick, meaning in the past, last night, I felt sick. But when you say, I have been feeling sick since last night, you say, I have been feeling sick, it means that it happened in the past and you still feel sick. I can't come in today. So that's what you would use, and that's why you use it. You say, I was feeling sick right in the past, and I still feel sick. So instead of saying, I felt sick last night, I feel sick now, I can't come in, you say, I have been feeling sick. I can't come in. And that's how you would say it. Okay, and then the next thing that we're going to do is, so say your supervisor asks, why do you keep showing up to work late? You could say, my car has been having problems. So if you say, my car has been having problems, that's letting them know, oh, their car, it wasn't working, but it's been happening. It happened, the car has been having problems in the past. In the past, the car had problems, but it keeps having problems, and that's why you're late. So that's one of the ways you can use it. Another way is your brother asks you, why is our sister not answering her phone? Why has she not answered my phone calls? You could say, oh, she has been working extra hours. So if somebody's asking you, I did this in the past and I keep doing it, and they haven't called me back. It hasn't happened. You answer them by using the present perfect progressive, the one that says this happened in the past and it keeps happening. You use that because they're talking about something that happened in the past and is still happening. So you answer them by saying, oh, it's because this happened in the past and is still happening. She has been working extra hours. So that's why we use it. Today's lesson is really short. That's it for today. But just try and think about why we use this and why it's important, and try and listen for when people use this. If you hear somebody say has been or have been and then they use a ing verb, I have been talking, she has been working, know that, oh, okay, they're saying that the action, whatever is happening, like if they said she has been talking, that means that the action talk, it happened in the past and it's still happening. It keeps happening. So that's why we use it. Okay, I will see you for the next lesson.